Hey folks, today we're talking about better ways to get your offer approved here in the Mohawk Valley when you're buying a house. It is a seller's market, it's very competitive, so today we're going to talk about some things you can do to make your offer stand out over others and get accepted. Hey folks, Cameron Stewart here with eXp Realty right out of Rome, New York. Like I mentioned before, it's a seller's market. The competition is incredibly tough right now if you're looking for a home. You need a way to stand out. You need a way not only to stand out, but to make your offer stronger. So we're going to briefly talk today about a couple things you can do when putting an offer in on a house here in the Mohawk Valley, how you can make it stand out and get it accepted, possibly over the other offers. First and foremost, this sounds very simple and very mundane, but get pre-approved. What you don't want to do is find a house you're looking for and then go through the pre-approval process. By the time you go through the pre-approval process and let an agent know, you're done. The house is most likely off the market. If it's priced competitively, it's probably under contract already. We're seeing houses go under contract within just a few days of being on the market. So if you're waiting on a pre-approval, you've probably already lost out. Step one, get pre-approved. Number two, conventional loans are winning out, okay? VA loans, FHA loans, other loans like that are very attractive. They sometimes require very little down payment, sometimes no down payment, okay, allow you to roll closing costs in, etc., etc. However, they can be kind of stingy on the appraisals and the inspections. For example, VA and FHA loans require a lot of things to be done that conventional loans don't, and that could slow the process up during closing or prevent a closing. So we're seeing conventional loans win out. Most of the time, or historically speaking, I should say, conventional loans have been a little bit more expensive. They've had higher credit qualifications and higher down payments and things of that nature. However, in this market, especially with eviction moratoriums and foreclosure moratoriums, banks need to balance the money they're losing on some of their existing loans by incentivizing new loans with lower qualifications, sometimes lower down payments, and also lower credit scores. So what we're finding now is that some conventional loans that people would not be able to qualify for in years past, they're more eligible to qualify. So I encourage you to look into a conventional loan if you're shopping around for loans to buy a house right now in the Mohawk Valley, because they do separate themselves in offers from VA and FHA loans. So number two, conventional loans are winning out right now. Number three, you should think about an acceleration clause. An acceleration clause in your contract is actually fairly simple. Let's take an example of a house that's $150,000. Let's say it's listed for $150,000. You're pre-approved up to $170,000. We've decided that we think $165,000 is the most that we'd be looking to pay. We think it'll appraise at that, and we think it'll be a good deal. What we can do is we obviously don't want to start you out at that top line. We want to get you a house. We want to get you a house at the best price. So let's say we decide to put an offer in at $155, okay, listed at $150. We want to put an offer in at $155. An acceleration clause will allow us to say, listen, our offer's at $155. However, if there's another offer in, we want to accelerate that by $500, meaning if we put in an offer at $155, someone else puts an offer in at $157, we will beat that offer by $500 up to our top amount, which is $165, okay? So that will help out with that acceleration clause. If we wind up winning the bid because of our acceleration clause, we will require the listing agent to provide proof of that other offer that they had that we had to beat by $500. So we don't want to put you in a situation where you're overspending. We will require proof of that other offer to make sure that we submit with that acceleration clause. But an acceleration clause is a really good way to be able to put one offer in and have a little bit of leeway to make sure that if you really like that house, we can get you that house. Number four, cover letter. This sounds a little cheesy to some people, but we're seeing them more often and more often now. Cover letter simply trying to relate to the seller, saying, hey, listen, I love your house. This is the reason why I love your house. It would be an honor for me to have the ability to purchase that house. Sometimes that simple personalized cover letter goes a long way. Number five, inspection clause. This one's very, very tricky, okay? We obviously want an inspection on your house. We want to make sure that you are buying a good, solid house, okay? However, generally speaking, in the inspection clause, we put very low dollar amounts. So $500 is generally what we put in there, meaning that during the inspection, if we find an issue that we must address that's over $500 repair value, you have the ability to get out of the contract and not buy the house, okay? We don't want to get rid of the inspection clause completely in most situations because we want that inspection done. But what we can do with the dollar amount in the inspection clause is we can bring it up from $500. We can increase that, let's say to $1,500. That gives the seller assurance that you're actually committed to buy that house, and your offer with $1,500 clause could beat out an offer with the standard $500. So when it comes to the inspection clause and the contingencies within there, we might want to increase the dollar amount in that inspection clause from the standard $500 to $1,000 or potentially $1,500. And finally, number 6 is increasing the earnest money deposit or potentially making it non-refundable. Standard is anywhere between $500 to $1,000 earnest money deposit. That's the initial deposit you put up alongside your offer to secure legally that contract, okay? It also shows the seller that you're committed. Now, those earnest money deposits are refundable should for some reason you not buy the house. However, in a competitive market like this, we may want to push forward an earnest money deposit that's non-refundable. Now, what we would do is we would make it very clear that it's non-refundable, okay, to the seller and to the listing agent. What that'll do is that should give some reassurance to the seller that you are 100% interested in this house and you are committed to closing on the house. That may help your offer win out above the others. So folks, that was just 6 simple points. There are some other things that we can do as well. If you'd like some more information on how you can make your offer stand out here in the Mohawk Valley when buying a house in the Utica, Rome area, I encourage you to reach out to me. You can reach out to me directly at 315-351-2765. You can email me at homesbycameron@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment for me right here on this video. I look forward to speaking with you guys soon. Hope this helped out.